What's up, old school homies? Today we're gonna try Peroni 0%. I like non-alcoholic beers, and I like Peroni, so it was only natural that I have to review the zero. Ooh. I'll be honest, it's not cold enough. I put it in there as a warm beer, and if it was a little bit colder, it's actually like right on the borderline right here. This tastes like the real thing. There's really not a lot of difference. Hops are a little bit strong for a non-alcoholic beer. I wish they would kind of tone it down, because there's not, alcohol actually has sweetness, and it's not only the sweetness of the barley that hops has bitterness to balance it out. Alcohol also has a certain amount of sweetness, so that should probably be toned down a little bit on the hop level, because there's no alcohol to bitter. And that's kind of my common complaint about non-alcoholic beers, is if they really push it too far in the hopping, unless it's like a hazy IPA, like that Sam Adams one was really good that came out. But if it's just a regular Pilsner, it's like, I've seen a few of them where they pushed it a little bit too far, and the hop flavor just wasn't interesting enough to carry it through finishing the whole glass of beer. And it sucks when you get about this far down and you're like tired of hop flavor, you know? Right on the borderline of going too far here, Peroni. I bet you this is the exact hopping that they use for the alcoholic version. And like I said, I would try to tone it down slightly, just slightly. Be more crispy, be more drinkable. Maybe drink 2 instead of 1. Actually tastes a lot like Beck's used to taste like when it used to be imported from Germany. You get that kind of decoction mash kind of flavor. The German way that they made beer was they would boil a side pot of water with barley, and they would pour that into the beer. This is before they had thermometers, and that would be a consistent way the same size pot would get dumped in. But boiling the grains gives you kind of an astringent bitterness that really isn't in the Beck's nowadays. Kind of getting that authentic German taste. It's an Italian beer, but it tastes more like Beck's, like the first Beck's that we used to get for $10 for a 12-pack in long neck bottles. Oh, the 90s. Not even the 90s. They were giving us Beck's imported from Germany in long neck green bottles forever, man. They just barely cut it off, but the new Beck's is good. It's just different. When you change the water source, you're changing a lot of the beer. But they didn't really go with that whole decoction mash Because it's a little bit like a Lowenbrow, you know, like real German, old school, traditional decoction mash beer. It's not for everybody. But you really felt like Germany. Like you were in Germany when you were drinking it. You know what I mean? So if you wanted a replacement for the Becks that we used to get that's pretty close, I would go for the Lowenbrow. Or Lowenbrew, I think you call it. Lowenbrow. I don't know the pronunciation of that one. It's pretty good. That's some good clean beer. It'll always be consistent. Spot on. Good mouthfeel. Head retention. I'm talking about other beers, aren't I? It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Would I buy it again? Yeah. It's a little bit like more ritzy than most of the other non-alcoholic beers. More of a fuller hop flavor. Clean, crisp. It really doesn't disappoint. If the hopping was a little bit lower, I could drink about 2 of those before I got tired of it. I'm good with that one. No.